Welcome back. We're going to find some pointers or find a pointer in Shadowrun Returns using the pointer scanner so we can demonstrate that it doesn't just work on Python interpreters. Just we're going to kind of cruise through this as quick as we can. It will still probably be fairly long, but hopefully not super extravagant. And then we're gonna move into code injection and assembly scripts and things like that because that's what I really enjoy messing around with, and that's what I really enjoy talking about. And that is, honestly, that's why I kind of started the whole thing because I watched some videos on YouTube and I thought, damn, I love the code injection thing, and I really wish someone would just sit down and just talk and tell me what the hell is really going on. So, am I promising that I'm going to sit down and talk and tell you what the hell is really going on? It's possible that you may, listen to what I have to say and say, this guy doesn't even know what the hell is going on. But nonetheless, we're going to move in that direction. So, without further ado, or with slightly further ado, as the case may be, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. We're going to start the game. What are we looking for? We are looking for the karma value of the player. Now, in the last video, we talked about managed code. We know this game uses managed code. So, let's make sure we have enough karma first. Hopefully, the game brings us in. It does. We have 34 karma. That should be more than enough to sort of figure this, to puzzle this one out. So, we've opened up the PDA. We see that we have 34 karma. Are we going to immediately all tab out? Well, we are, so that we can attach Cheat Engine to the game. But we're not going to start scanning for values yet. As I said, I like to be very thorough and be very sure. Okay, so we've done that. We're going to go here. We've changed that, and we're even going to spend 1 point. Now, we have gone through the whole menu series, and we have spent 1 point, and we've confirmed that change. So any sort of routine that the game has that is required to deal with changing or with reducing karma values, I think is probably a more specific way to quantify that. But to deal with karma values in a more general sense is probably sitting in memory right now. We could, maybe scan having this up, but there's probably a whole there's another memory location that exists to display that in the interface. I don't really want to deal with that. So just gonna say we know we have 33 karma. We suspect it's 4 bytes because 4 bytes is sort of our default thing. Now there's a couple green addresses here. I'm not really gonna fuck around with those. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go in, gonna bring this up. We're gonna start this. We're gonna spend another point or some more points. Bring it down to 30. Filter. That one's obviously going crazy. Those two are obviously going crazy. There we go. This one seems fairly stable. Let's make this one 100. It's an absurd amount of karma. There you go. We found the value. All right. So we're going to pointer scan. Going to go through same thing we went through. Just make sure. I like to just double. I don't know. Not that I expect that Cheat Engine will get confused, but I just like to make sure that this address matches this address. We're going to raise this up to 8, not 89, but 8. I highly doubt it'll make a difference. Definitely not making that any higher than 5 because, as I've talked about, my hard drive is not exactly extreme hard drives. I bet you could buy an extreme hard drive. So we're going to keep it down to 5. Hopefully we can find this. I found this before. I had made a small table for the game, and I want to say I found it with less than 5. I must have found it with less than 5 because frankly, I had even less hard drive space when I worked on that little table than I do now. But on a side note, I would also point out that the more threads you have, the more data you're going to generate. So by increasing the thread count, you are sort of chewing up more hard drive space as well. Sort of quantify that a little bit. Quantize, is that the better thing? Go to tables over here. You can see that there is pointer.0.1.2.3.4.5.6.7. What are all these files? Well, there's one file for each thread. We had 8 threads, starts at 0, goes to 7, 8 threads. There's a value for each thread, or a file for each thread, as the case may be. So something to be aware of if you ever have to go back and sort of deal with it and oh, what the hell are all these files? That's what all these files are. I don't know for sure, but I imagine. Let's see if we can edit this with Notepad. Yeah, it's all binary stuff. So I imagine that this 0.ptr with no extension is probably some kind of control file that sort of links these others together. But that's an assumption on my part. So we have a value here. We're just going to We're going to quit. We're going to exit. We're going to confirm. We're going to exit. We're going to confirm. We're going to sit for a second. I don't know. We'll close that. Move that down here. Look at Notepad for a second. Finding pointers. Yep. And then code injection. Yay. All right, we'll launch game back up. Go to continue. We'll mix this up a bit, I imagine, before we get down to a manageable amount of pointers. We'll probably make a new character. I mean, coming in and loading the same save file and stuff like that, basically loading the same amount of data is not a good idea when you're trying to whittle down 20 million pointers or whatever the case may be. You definitely want to, can I use Alt-Tab? You definitely want to mix it up as much as possible. And part of that is making new characters, loading different save games, doing different things in those save games, and things like that. Sort of a classic example, I would say, is if you're looking for the value of gold, don't run up to the same vendor and sell the same damn item 6 million times. And oh well, the pointers aren't going down. It's because you're doing the same thing. Go to a different vendor, sell a different item, maybe buy an item. I mean, those are just sort of the little tweaks that'll definitely help you out in the long run. All right, so we linked it to the right value. It's manage code, so we have to go here, we have to go here, we have to go here. All right, we're going to do that. We're going to spend a point. Pretty sure everything's in memory. It's at 33. So let's search for 33. Hit enter, get a couple things. Let's go here, spend another point. Whatever. We'll go to 31. Yep, now we can close that because we know, pretty much. Are we guaranteed? No, but we're pretty sure it's all in memory. Let's make this 100, just like we did before. We're repeating the same pattern of 100. That's unfortunate. Probably shouldn't do that, but again, you want to mix it up and just throw as much randomness as possible. So what are we doing? We're rescanning this whole list of, 48, 503, 25 million pointers for whatever the new address that we just found was. Hit OK. We will call it 1. Is it going to use 8 threads again? I don't know. It might not. Out of curiosity, we're going to look. Down to 564. Now that's what I call progress. No, it just goes 1.0. So hopefully we're getting pretty damn close here. Or, I don't know. Let's close the game again. We're going to close it just by using the X. What do you think of that? Bring up Cam Studio. Make sure we're not chewing on time. Nope. All right. Again, we want to mix this up a little bit, so we'll shrink that a little bit. Maybe do something there. Fire up Chrome. Fire up Chrome again, or minimize it. Bring it back. Bring it back up. Close it. Bring up Explorer. Close it. We'll go to Firefox. Choose up a ton of memory. We'll close Firefox. It's been open for probably 2 days. Reopen Firefox. I don't know. Maybe refresh that. Can we get Priyanka Chopra off the main page? I don't know. I got no problem with her being on there, but I feel like she's been on there for a while. All right. Cheat engine. Pretty sure I said start the game. There we go. Start the game. We're going to stick with continue. Why not? We went from 25 million to 556. I want to say it was 564. Sorry. I'd call that progress. It's possible we're digging ourselves a hole here, and we have no way to know at this point. But that's why we're not deleting the 0 scan or the 1 scan or anything like that. We're just kind of going ahead, doing the same, not the same routine, but I mean, we're starting programs and whatnot in between it. But I feel relatively confident that we're moving through here. We're kind of on the right track. It's 564. I feel comfortable scrolling through that manually with the mouse. Some value here at 0. There's a couple values down here. That's what we want. We want some 33s like that. Keep scrolling. Got a couple more 33, 33, and 33, and a couple more. All right. So I'm pretty sure that's value. Oh wow, almost messed that one up. Harsh. What's going on? It's because I didn't rescan for the value because I'm a total idiot. So I want to say the value was in fact 33. Man, we almost screwed that up royally. So we'll go back in. We'll spend a point. Still a couple blank ones. Spend one. All right. No, that was a big mistake. We'll make a decent jump. I don't know why I only decided to spend one. There we go. These two videos are these two videos. These two addresses are garbage. So we'll rescan that value or that address, I should say, down to 88. That is definitely a manageable number. Let's close it. What are we at? 6. So we got 7 to 9. All right, that's not too bad. We can do this one, maybe 2 more times. We're gonna fire up this game. It chews up a lot of memory, and if you haven't played Crusader Kings 2, I definitely suggest you do. It's a good game. It's a very good game. On a holding in your realm to access a quick menu for it. I'm sold. All right. Open this back up. We'll stick with the continue. It seems to be, I might mix it up a little bit, but this seems to be working fairly well. We're trimming the results down by a good margin each time. So we got, all right, this will probably be the last one. So let's make sure we're attached to the right process, which we had not. Sure. Even though we're just going to delete it anyway. New scan, get rid of that. All right, let's go down here. Sit here for a second. Are these values changing? They don't really seem to be. And they all point to the same address. So I'm not even going to bother searching for it. Just going to say 12DB2488. Yep. We'll grab it there. I could have just, there's a much easier way. I could have just gone to rescan and typed it in there, but we'll go to 3. 85. Weeded out a couple. I feel pretty good about that. All right, so we're going to pick this up in the next video and see if we can sort of prove the point that some of these are valid in what they should be.